Hello students, welcome to another video of creative non-fiction. In the previous video, we understood different elements of a creative non-fictional work, and today in this video, we shall analyze one particular non-fictional text. Come, let's start. Now here in this picture, you can see how a grandfather is reading out a story from newspaper, and the grandchild is getting so excited, filled with awe, enthusiasm. So these feelings that are created in the minds of reader or the listener are exactly the results of a creative non-fiction. Now let's start with what's a creative non-fiction. It's a genre that combines facts and storytelling. It's also known as literary non-fiction or narrative non-fiction, and they are used in memoirs, essays, travel writings and journalism. Now let's see what are the different characteristics of a CNF. First is fact-based. That means these write-ups are true stories or true events about real people. They are not fiction. Next is the narrative style. It tells a story, not just the information. It's not a documentary, it's a story that tells about an incident, a real incident. Next is descriptive language. The language used by the writer is full of imagery, metaphors and similes, which make the story interesting. Then personal voice. It reflects the writer's personal voice, the inner voice. That means the feelings and the incidents, both. Last is emotional connection. This write-up engages the readers as well as the writers. They are emotionally connected. That is why the enjoyment is there. Now let's see different types of CNF texts. First is autobiography or biography. The story about a person written by himself means autobiography. And if someone else writes, it's a biography. Next is literary journalism. Journalism with all the elements of storytelling. Next comes memoir. It's a small incident from a person's life describing all the effects of society and how people react to that incident. Next comes travel writing. You all must have understood with the name only that it's the description, the travel journey of a person. The next is personal essay. It's a small story about a person's life and how the person feels at that point of time. So now let's start with the elements of a CNF. So every story is divided into beginning, middle and conclusion. And the beginning is beginning with exposition, and then the conflict where the story takes off. And next is rising action, then climax. They are the middle of the story. Then the falling action and last resolution. These are the different steps, the elements of any story. And now we shall see what story, what work are we going to pick up today. That is Tuesdays with Maury. The phrase given is an old man, a young man, and life's greatest lessons. As we can see from the picture itself, This is the old man, this is the young man, and they are sharing the life lessons. Now let's see about the tone of the writing. It carries reflective and sincere tone. It emphasizes deep insights and life lessons that the old man wants to share with the writer, the young writer. The next thing we learn is contrast of youth and age. The writer is young, whereas his teacher, the other person, he is of age. And naturally he has many experiences which he shares with his young companion. So he highlights the exchange of wisdom here. The next point is earnest and thoughtful. The writer invites readers to value life's experiences. Accessible yet profound. The thoughts are accessible. The readers can access them, but they are profound, serious, give important note about life and death. The next is sense of reverence. That means thankfulness. It honors the wisdom gained through the experiences of the old man, and we learn a lot from his experiences. Now, Mitch Albom. He is basically an American author and a journalist and a broadcaster. He is basically famous for Tuesdays with Morrie. But he has also written other books. The titles are The 5 People You Meet in Heaven and For One More Day. Now, the names itself tell us that he often explores themes of life, death, and human connection. He also works as columnist for the Detroit Free Press. He is basically a philanthropist who supports various charitable causes. Now let's know more about the book.
Tuesdays with Morrie. Mitch reconnects with his former professor. After years of losing touch, Mitch Albom finds his old college professor, Morrie Schwartz, on a TV show discussing his battle with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. Weekly meetings. Mitch starts visiting Morrie every Tuesday, and they have deep, meaningful conversations about life. Life lessons shared. Morrie teaches Mitch valuable lessons on topics like love, family, work, death, forgiveness, and the meaning of life. Mitch's transformation. As Morrie's health worsens, Mitch begins to reevaluate his own life, moving away from materialism and focusing more on meaningful connections. Morrie's wisdom. Despite his illness, Morrie calmly accepts death and shares his perspective on how to live fully even in the face of it. Final lessons. The book emphasizes the importance of relationships, living with purpose, and cherishing every moment. A tribute to Morrie. Tuesdays with Morrie is both a celebration of Morrie's wisdom and a reflection on the lasting impact of human connection and life's essential lessons.
Now let's pick some lines from the work itself and see how the usage of certain words make the work so impactful. Let's begin here. The culture we have does not make people feel good about themselves, and you have to be strong enough to say, if the culture doesn't work, don't buy it. Now here the tone is reflective and critical. You have to reflect on yourself, and then you have to critical about what society and what the culture is making us do. And then the culture and strong enough and don't buy it. These phrases tell us that if we are not okay with what the culture tells us to do or what the society tells us to do. We don't have to buy it. Means we don't have to do it. It's a strong statement and very critical of societal norms. And the next is philosophical and comforting. Here the line is end of life, that is death. Death ends a life, not a relationship. Now here it is very comforting because the bereaved one, whose friend, brother, husband, lover, whosoever is dead, now that person needs comfort. So here the writer says, death ends a life but not the relationship. So it's comforting and philosophical that the relationship continues even after the death of a person. Now the next one here is inspirational and encouraging. Let's read the lines. You know what the difference is between a master and a beginner. The master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried. Now master is the one who is perfect in a task. But even the masters make mistakes. Even the masters fail. So when the beginners have just begun, so they can make mistakes and they are permitted to fail. So here the writer is talking about the importance of failure, that we must take failures positively and proceed on with our work. Now the next one here is love is the only rational act. Now the word only and rational, it tells us any work which is fulfilled or moved because of heart or love cannot be irrational. So it's not always mind that should proceed us. It's the love, it's the heart that should make us do a certain work. That's all. Now let's start with the task. Now here you have to think of a memorable event in your life and then write a short paragraph describing it using details and emotions. That's all for today. I hope you have understood all the points and you can analyze the creative non-fiction well. Okay then, see you in the next video. Till then, happy learning.